So I think it's time for you guys to speak up. And
You know, my feeling is that there's been a lot of scapegoating of homosexual men as being child predators. And I've sometimes thought that that's been a dodge. That's been an excuse that they've used, which is not based on any sort of reality. Because I don't think that having a homosexual orientation automatically means that you're sexually attracted to children. Quite different. So when Cardinal Kupich said that we are not trying to screen out homosexuals, that we're trying to come up with a set of rules that people will abide by, I took that as something that was encouraging.
I think we do have to let that process play out, but certainly...
So, but the main thing that came out of the meeting, the things that Archbishop Cicluna really seemed to focus on were the three things that were already mentioned by my colleague: responsibility, accountability, and transparency. And what Ann Barrett Doyle is going to show us is that in the area of those three important qualities, the Church has a lot of work to do.
That they could not have gone on as long as they did had not the bishop in question.
Hans Zollner was asked about mandated reporting. And he was asked a couple of times, and he completely dodged the question. I think mandated reporting, you know, turning some of these abusers over to civil authorities is really, really important, because if they're not turning them over, A, they're protecting them, and they're still treating this problem as a sin as opposed to what it really is, which is a criminal act against children. And if they're not willing to even commit to mandated reporting, I find that a really big problem.
That even after this summit, they will continue to update it. So do you think, what do you think will even come of this?
So much is at stake this week. So much is at stake. The Catholics of the world are grieving and disillusioned. I know that I am. Thousands of our children, our brothers and sisters, our friends have been sexually assaulted by clergy. For decades now, popes and bishops have promised never again. We're going to stop it this time. I don't want to jump to the ending, but I'm going to, of my presentation. I think we all know what must happen for this to stop. Canon law has to be changed, not tweaked, not modified, but fundamentally changed so that it stops prioritizing the priesthood of ordained men over the lives of children and vulnerable adults who are sexually assaulted by them.
Well, about the format of this meeting that we heard yesterday, it was clear that there's not going to be.
I don't like cynicism. I avoid it. I'm not quite the optimist Phil is. I want to say that something important is going to come out of this week, but based upon the research we've done, I believe this church is nowhere close to enacting the reforms it must make to stop this epidemic. It's a twin epidemic, as we know. It's sexual assault and sexual violence by priests. And it's the almost universal cover-up of that violence when the bishops can get away with it.
Launched this new website, right? And they said that there's a timeline, there's a lot of things that will be published on it. I kind of